Hey, what's good? Ronnie Murchinson-Rivera is a dedicated public servant with years of experience in EMS, law enforcement, education, and community leadership. And now he's running to represent Florida's 6th congressional district. Born and raised in New York City and proudly calling Florida home since 2017, Ronnie has built his life around service, integrity, and passion for justice and affordability. I got that straight from his website. I just met this guy and he's already made my life easier. This is my conversation with Ronnie Murchinson-Rivera. Before we get into it, remember to go to coconutjustice.com to get you some clothes that I think would look good on you. Let's go. Yo, when I told you I was hell-bent on fixing Florida, I told you we were going to fix Texas. We're on our way, and now we're fixing Florida. That's why we're talking to my boy, Ron Murchinson-Rivera, running for Florida's 6th district. Let's go. What up, son?
What up, y'all? Time
Welcome.
to take back our damn country.
Yes.
Hell
and we
yeah.
can't do that without the man, the myth, the legend, Cefore Explosives, y'all.
What is cracking? You can't have anybody from Florida on without me, dog. You know what I'm saying? We got a district by district. We'll chop. Let's go.
I haven't even talked to C4 in, I don't know, at least a month and a half. So this is going to be a bit of a reunion for us too. But what's up, Ron? What's going on in Florida's 6th district?
What the hell is not going on in Florida 6th district? That's the question you should be asking me instead of what is happening. Because if I'm feeling it here, I know the whole state and the whole country is feeling what the hell is happening here. It's so much happening, man. It's like you can't attack one thing anymore. It's like it's coming at you from all some Call of Duty Black Ops zombie kind of apocalypse kind of.
Yeah.
100%.
And remember, this is the battle plan. This is why old boy keeps doing dumb things like running with the idea of an arch. He's running with the idea of doing the ballroom. He's running with the idea of data centers. He's running with the ideas of putting his name on the Kennedy Center. Like this is
rage tweeting at 3 o'clock in the morning.
This is their battle plan. Yeah.
Man, listen, like he want his name on everything. You heard about the whole $200 bill or something like that? It's like
$250.
Yeah, $250 bill.
Like what are we
out of here?
I just don't get what's happening, man. Congress is letting it happen. That's the problem, you know.
That's
we knew Donald Trump, right? We knew him. We knew. First of all, he didn't win this election. We know how he got in, but I'm more upset about the people in Congress that's allowing this to happen. The people that's supposed to be the ones that like, hold up, time out, you crossing that line too far.
Yep.
Let's push you back. Because to be honest, yes, he's the president of the United States, but he don't hold that purse. That purse belongs to Congress that can stop him in his tracks any day. Congress could stop him, the Supreme Court, anything, as long as they come together and do what's right for the people. And that's what we're missing right now. Somebody that has the cojones to get up there and fight actually for the people.
Yeah. It's when I talk to people about people like Hakeem Jeffries and the Senate candidate, can't remember his name, the highest ranking Senate Democrat. I can't remember his name right now. Chuck Schumer. It's like, yeah, he's being that bratty kid or the bull in the china shop, or the bratty kid. I was explaining to someone, Trump is like a bratty kid being dragged out of the store because he's too disruptive.
Yeah.
But like the store owner and the people, the employees of that store, which are folks in Congress, they're just watching him breaking things and they're not doing anything about it.
Yeah. I mean, listen, shoot, I'm just letting y'all know, if it was me breaking things in that store, my mom would have kicked my, oof.
You know?
Probably still was. You know how it is. You can't put that damn thing down. Anyway, that's the kind of attitude that we need in Congress right now, that we need we need those folks that if the current store owner or employees won't see something, you have that mom or dad that put it in you. And I think I'm that person. You get what I'm saying? Like there's nothing they can do to me when I get to Congress that gonna hurt me. I came from nothing. I wasn't spoon fed my whole life. I've been in law enforcement and EMS. I worked in the public my whole life. There's nothing they can do, say, or whatever to me that's gonna make me change my mind about my priorities about the people. So I'm a fighter too, man. You guys already know. Like I did this my whole life. I already was told. Let me tell you this. I already was told. Ronnie, listen, there's a chance you're going to win. Like nobody likes Randy Fine. No, and Trump is at an all-time low. You're most likely going to win. But I'm going to let you know when you get. And this is somebody that already works in Washington because I was down there doing a protest with Flair and all them, and I was talking. He was like, you win, and you come here, and you don't listen to them. They're going to move your office to like the furthest part of the building, or they're going to take your parking spot that's like right in the basement and move it to probably like 3-4 blocks away.
That's cool. I got to get my steps in anyway, bitch.
Listen, I told him, I said, have you guys ever ate oodles and noodles and ketchup? Like,
you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, I came from nothing. There's nothing you guys could do to me that's going to make me, like, have you ever had sugar water when you was thirsty in the summertime? Like, stuff like that. Like,
Kool-Aid without the red.
You get what I'm saying? I'll walk the 4 blocks. Like, listen, I'm okay.
Get
like,
that wish sandwich.
It's nothing y'all go to
man. Hell yeah,
and
dude.
That's what the reason why I said that is because these are the people we are fighting for every day. That people that eating stuff like noodles every day or probably not eating at all. And you got people in Congress that never experienced that in their whole life.
That they throw away in one meal. They throw away 3 meals because they are too full.
Yeah, like you got people in Congress that never experienced that. And I'm like, how can you really, really fight for the people if you never experienced that?
Right. And
you turn a blind eye.
He's gonna put his face on the $250 bill. How many people can actually have a $250 bill in their pocket? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now.
Because his rules are gonna take away at least half of that $250.
Yep. Yep.
Damn it,
listen, people in Florida is struggling right now. Majority of Florida receive public welfare.
Yeah.
Like, people don't understand that. Like, I mean, majority of people who receive food stamps and Medicaid are working class families. Like, and then now you got gas prices at $5 a gallon.
good, hardworking white Americans, especially single white mothers, make up the majority of the people that are on public aid.
Mm-hmm.
Those are good people.
Who they hurting? Themselves. Look who the hell they keep. Look who the hell they keep voting for. Like, it just blows. You guys don't understand. Like, I be going canvassing, and I be going into the deepest, reddest part of my district, which is, I believe, is Putnam County. It's Palaka and all that. You got your, in every territory, we got our Black and Hispanics, but majority of it is low income white families. And I be going there, they be telling me the stories. And my first question is, like, I don't like putting anybody down. Like, you struggling, I feel you, I know. But it's like, you're actually actively voting for the people that's keeping you in the position that you are in.
And for what?
And then
because you don't want dark people to have shit too.
It's just blow. Like, they're not only keeping you in that position, they're still taking from you, even though you got nothing.
And then when you don't have anything, they're trying to convince you to buy this watch that's missing letters. They're asking you to buy these tennis shoes. They're asking you to buy into this steak, this water.
The phone that'll never come.
They're buying the phone that's never going to come. They're asking you to buy to buy real estate classes.
Yep.
That don't teach you real estate.
Did you see that Ivanka Trump just said that they found an island in the Mediterranean that they're going to turn into?
I just saw that right before I jumped on. This bitch.
Wait, I didn't see that. What is it?
They found an island off the coast of the Mediterranean. They're like, oh, we were swimming. I got off the boat and I was like, this island is beautiful. I walked around in my bare feet up the mountain. I'm like, and then there's a lagoon across the way. Like, all of a sudden they're going to take over these undiscovered islands. All of a sudden, that
Sound
reminds me of
familiar,
somebody.
don't it?
You would have learned. Hey, you would have learned about this island if they would stop banning fucking books in Florida.
Yep. Yep. It is
Facts.
specifically targeted.
I am so tired of Florida.
Yes.
Is this?
It's so bad.
You know, Florida's a different breed, man. I came down here in 2017 from New York, and you guys know you guys came from a similar state like New York, and it's like, man, they racist out here.
Isn't it crazy? Bro, let me share
like,
with you.
We got our own thing of racist, but like these are people like truly like.
Let me tell you this story about my mom real quick. My mom lives in Florida, Central Florida. And she has made, she'll go out driving and stuff like that. And she made a wrong turn. And she was trying to turn around, but she got stuck in the sand. She called me crying. Crying. Like, not funny, ha-ha crying. Like in a panic, scared out of her goddamn mind, crying. She said, I'm sharing with you my location. I don't know what to do. And there's a bunch of racists, and I'm close to this racist ass town. Apparently, it was like some sort of a sundown town or some shit that she was next to, and the sun was going down.
Oh,
my mother?
Not nice.
So, I calmed her down, and we called the AAA, and we did all the things, and we got her home safe. But the fact that an older Spanish lady acted like that in your neighborhood, let me tell you, that's horseshit. That's horseshit.
And it's even worse now because they're allowing it to happen openly.
Yeah.
Well, you saw the video.
They're not hiding anymore.
In my town, where the white dude rolled up all drunk in a pickup truck, dropping N-bombs, and man, all credit to the brother, man. He kept it cool and said, "God loves you." I don't know how much restraint. I don't know how much restraint I could have. He dropped at least a dozen N-bombs, come on, man. And it's just letting it fly.
Hey, Cefore, it was a lot of restraint because normally you probably get one slip up. What you said?
Right.
But after that.
He was in a truck, though. Like, in a situation like that, oh boy played it perfect. You know that he's drunk, and you know that, historically speaking, if you come out of that car and go to his car and drag his rabbit ass out that goddamn car, you know it's you going to be doing time.
Yeah.
Right? With stuff like that, you let that happen. Do exactly what he did. Record it and put it on the internet. He's going to lose his job soon.
Yeah. I love it.
Dude ain't got no job.
I love the power of the people, man, because when people come together and see that bull crap, they be like, let them handle it. Let them handle it. I love it.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying we do everything and we build everything in the light.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because then if they touch it, we have recourse. We have recourse. Like all this stuff that they did and they thought that they got away with. They think that they can continuously get away with what they did in Tulsa and what they did in Central Park and what they did in Philadelphia and what they continue to do and we build all of our stuff because nobody wants to watch their movies anymore. It's already old. We want to watch our movies. We're tired of your rules. Your rules don't work. Your platforms don't work. Your things don't work. Why? Because we continue to be here. And year after year, we continue to argue and complain about the same stuff. That means your version of government does not work. That's why we need new folks like Ronnie up in this piece.
Yeah. I mean, we're gonna get it done, man, because and then we're talking about, listen, let me clear the air. We're not only talking about the Republican Party here. Because there's some people up in our party too that gotta go.
Tell them. Yeah.
Gotta go. Listen.
How's Chuck Schumer going to be up on stage talking about my number one priority is Israel when we got a bunch of kids here that need school and lunch and health care? Come on, son.
You see my face?
I see your face.
Gotta go.
He knows what time it is.
Like,
Knows what time it is.
Him, Jeffrey, gotta go.
No.
You got listen. You can't sit up here and see what's happening in another country and all those genocides they let it happen. And I'm not anti-Semitic. I'm not saying Israel is a bad country. I'm telling the people who's committing the genocide that live in Israel, like Netanyahu has, is committing genocide, and we need to pull him from Israel, like we did that they did that other cat from the other country in Venezuela it was. They pulled him over here, went into the dark, pulled him out of his own country, and brought him back to the United States. Don't let us take back the House of Congress because they let Donald Trump get away with it. I got a list of the people that we need to swiftly bring to justice. You get what I'm saying? But if a person's going to let that happen and
they gotta go
be
too.
okay with still taking money from you, you're part of the problem. You're part of the problem.
Oh yeah,
you gotta
they'll
go too.
they'll act like they're
That check
leading
is
the march.
in the way of you seeing exactly what's happening.
Yeah, they'll act like they're leading the march, and all of a sudden they'll hit that line, and they're like, "Well, we can't cross this line. You guys could keep going, but we're not down with that." So what they need to do is, like we're talking about, overthrow it. Take the power out of Israel. We need to do the same damn thing over here. That's it.
Why are we rebuilding and fixing someone else's house when our house is all messed up? It's not that don't make me anti-Semitic. That means that we need to fix United States schools. Our kids are not competitive in the workforce, in the global workforce. We keep seeing all these computers and we keep seeing all this AI. We keep seeing all this stuff, and it's not Americans building that shit.
Nope. They're bringing them over with visas. They're bringing them over with visas from China and stuff to fix it here at home, where we could just teach our own damn kids how to do it.
That's all I'm saying.
Hey, listen.
That's all I'm saying.
Listen, you talking to the choir because I have a philosophy for that.
Tell me.
Here we go. You ready for it?
Yeah.
If you don't love yourself, how the hell are you going to love somebody else?
Tell them.
Get what I'm saying?
Tell them.
And that's
how
what
are you
I'm
going to
saying
be a health coach and you overweight?
Come on, Randy Fine.
Shout out to my heavies. Nothing but love for my heavies. I know sometimes you just big boned it. I know.
Listen, I'm just saying, you can't sit up here and tell me about my weight. If you like hitting 400 pounds, I mean, I'm not mad at you, like my boys just said, but I think you'll be better at, like,
it's like all the people that Trump want to get to UFC, like, oh, you got to be fit, you got to be this X, Y, and Z. He can't fit the criteria. He can't show up.
He's like, I'm fat and greasy, but I was in the WWE. Okay.
Yep. Like Pete Hestec. My man can't even do a proper pull-up.
Oh man.
Nope. Listen,
you got to hang him up when MTG had better pull-ups than you.
Listen, I'm not that fit, but I could bust out about 10 of them without looking like that in the first 3 seconds.
The struggle. Like a baby
Struggle's
bird trying
real,
to find food.
I'm just saying, like, listen, bro, it's just you just watch what's happening with this country, and you gotta believe that these other countries are laughing at us. Are just laughing. Like,
maybe not laughing. Their eyes are definitely rolling, but they're nervous because we got a man driving the bus.
No, they're not. They laughing at us. You see those little cartoons they be making about us?
Yeah,
they laughing at us.
Yeah,
love it.
Wait, what part of New York you grow up in?
So I was born in the Bronx.
Okay.
I only was there for like a year or two. I mainly know Brooklyn because I don't remember since I was 3. But my dad is still currently in East New York, Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn. But I grew up in Crown Heights, Bed-Stuy. So
shout out to Master.
And then right before I left, coming to Florida, I lived in Rockaway Beach, Queens.
Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah.
So I'm
so what made you move to Florida?
Hey, I was tired of shoveling snow and falling.
Listen.
Yeah.
Not even lying to you.
Snow and gunshots.
I love Chicago, but boy.
Hey, and I was just about to say what Cefore just said. I was tired of dodging bullets, even though I wasn't the target of it, So I have my 5 kids. I have kids. I'm like, you know what? At the time, Florida was doing okay. I'm gonna lie to you. I came out here. I got me a nice job, working, could afford stuff. The schooling was not as bad. I had a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment in Orlando for like $900 a month.
What?
Listen, then here come Ron the scammers.
Listen.
Coming on in, and since then, that same apartment, I just went down there the other day. The same apartment I was paying $900 for 4 bedrooms for. It's $2,800 right now.
Damn.
Yeah. I had a 2-bedroom at
5 years.
I had a 2-bedroom and it was like $760 when I went in there, and now it's like 16, 18, 19. Like it depends on who's running it. Like it's ridiculous.
I don't even know. I don't even want to tell you how much that stuff is here in the Bay Area.
Oh, you in the Bay? Oh yeah, don't even gotta tell me. We already know. We already know
about Florida.
Listen, but on the flip side though, you got everything in the palm of your hand. You want to order something to eat 2:30 in the morning. You want to go out. You want to do that. Everything's there. Here in Florida, especially now, Walmart done never changed their hours back to 24 hours since COVID. Everything closed at 11.
Damn.
So you starving from 11 to like 6:30 in the morning if you're hungry.
Yeah. And you have to drive far.
And you got to drive far. There's no transportation here. The buses run like once every 4 hours. That's why when I tell people where my plan is to tax the rich, for them to pay an extra $300,000, $400,000 a year, they ain't leaving New York and California. They got everything at the palm of their hand at any time, anywhere, any place. I already talked to a millionaire in New York. He goes, Ronnie, I will pay like $2 million extra a year to stay where I'm at.
Yeah.
Because first of all,
get that money back.
Yeah, but he said, I feel good contributing to society. And two, New York City made me the person I am right now. If it wasn't for New York City, I wouldn't have these millions. So I'm making $30 million a year. What is it to me to give back to the place that made me that $30 million a year? So
yeah. And the way I see it is this: if my neighborhood, if I have the cool house on the block, and I see some of my neighbors, maybe they'll get inspired. They start working on making the neighborhood a little cuter. But there's someone over there. Maybe they need help. Maybe it's an old lady who's in the house and she just needs some bushes trimmed, or she just needs something raked. What's it to me to go help that old lady to make her house look better so the neighborhood looks better?
Yeah.
Same thing. Same thing. If I'm rich and powerful in the United States and I'm going around talking about how wonderful the United States is, but then you watch the news about the United States and you see that our education is plummeting, our infrastructure is crumbling. Like, what exactly are you bragging about?
Nothing. And that's what people don't realize when we say tax the rich. The rich is not even the ones complaining. It's not, it's really not them. It's the whole, it's just.
It's a loud few.
Yeah.
There are some that want to keep it all.
But, I mean, you got it, but it's like, it's not as the loudness you hear, it's not really coming from them. It's coming from a particular party where I had to tell one dude one day, it was like, they would never invite you to breakfast, bro.
At all.
Never.
They don't even know your name.
Hey, let me rub some salt in that wound. Because I read books, they will invite me. I have proof. They like me more than they like some of you poor white folks that don't read books, that are gullible. They don't like to talk to you because you're boring.
Yep.
They like to talk to me.
Educated or somebody that has like knowledge. Not the person that's living in a thing that's voting for them.
No.
They like you. They like you in November, and that's it.
They like you the fuck over there.
Let's take Byron Donald for instance, right? Like, so they're like, hey, we need you right here. We need you, but we'll let you in the room, but you can't go into that door. This is as far as you can go. This is as far as you can go. But I thought we were part of. Yeah, we're a part of this right here. You can't go up. You can't go upstairs with us.
You can see it in space too.
I'll go as far as to
Yeah.
say I've had those conversations. They
Oof.
told me, "Hey,
Yeah.
suck it up, You're breathing rare air, but
Oof.
don't go through that door."
I don't know about y'all. And when somebody tell me that, it's only one instance I'm not going through that door, and it's a scary movie because I ain't going that way. I'm going this way.
Hey,
But
let me
other
tell
than
you
that,
something.
I'm nosy as hell. I'm going through that door.
Yeah, exactly. Let me tell you something. If I see you guys walk through that door, I'm walking through that door.
Like I own the bitch.
Hey, listen.
Exactly.
Hey, listen. Hey, listen. But if you don't see us walking through that door, they are. See y'all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Two. I don't understand
But-
scary movies. I'm like, what the hell? Okay.
Yeah,
The
man.
hell?
Don't go there. Don't go there. What are you
Don't
doing?
do that.
Why'd you
Perfect movie
fall?
for that scary movie when she ran. That's a perfect
Yeah.
example. That way.
Or you see that commercial where it was for a car company and all these it was about what, 4 kids in the 20s, right? And they're getting chased after by this guy with the chainsaw and stuff, and they're in the garage, and they're like, "What if we use this bat? What if we hide? What if we all this?" And the girl's like, "What if we just take the car?"
That now take that mindset that you just saw in that commercial and put it to what the hell we're living in. That's
Yeah.
exactly what we're
Oh.
living in.
Yeah.
You got solutions to fix the problem, but you guys don't want to believe what's right in front of you, right?
Right.
And this is what is happening. You can't hear us. Like,
Yeah.
and people were like, I didn't hear that. What the? Like, it's just,
Yeah.
we got so much to fix. Got so much
Hey,
to fix.
this is something that I want to point out. Trump is the kind of guy, and we all see this kid at the playground and stuff. He says, "Watch, I'm gonna do this terrible thing, and then they're really gonna pick on me." And then he goes and does a terrible thing, and then they're like, "Hey, dumbass, stop doing that thing." And then he turns around and says, "You see, I told you they were gonna pick on me."
Yep, that's exactly what he's doing.
They're not picking on you. They're picking on the fact that you're doing this dumb thing.
That you knew was a dumb thing before you did it.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's just, listen, I don't ever believe somebody for 2 things, especially, listen, Donald Trump. One, when his own mother says, you better not elect him if you go into politics. Like, listen to his damn mom, okay? 2, when you had a guy that says, if I was to ever run for politics, I'm going to run as a Republican. Because they
'Cause
wanted
they're
some of the
stupid.
dumbest people we know. And y'all just proved this point for him.
Just proved his point.
It's just,
You could run the reel of everybody in his cabinet talking shit about him, like while they're like in the primary,
Yeah.
and then they're kissing his ass. What happened to all that?
Yeah.
First of all, I wouldn't even hire their ass. Like, you're not gonna sit up there and talk. First of all, we came from a different kind of breed. You know, like I understand keeping your enemies closer, but you ain't coming to work for me. I'm gonna keep you probably on I'm gonna probably put you as like the supervisor or the team lead, but you ain't being CEO.
No, sir. No, sir.
It's my, and now they all is like, Trump is the best thing to happen to us. And then when we get them in a hearing to talk about it, it's like, I plead the fifth. I don't know what you talk about. Wasn't me.
Yeah. You see
I would hate to be in a room
folks
with those guys.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
No, I say I would
Like-
hate to be in a room with these guys when shit was hit. Like he was going on a rant of some dumb shit, and then they're all just like in their head, they're like, "Oh God, damn."
Yeah.
And then they have to go in the meetings.
Yeah, it's like we gonna get us some young blood in Congress, like me. We were like Taylor. All these young bloods that really, like, we come from people and not money and power. Get us in office and watch things change, right?
Yep.
Because we've seen it happen. Look, and a perfect example. And I don't care if you're Republican watching this. The perfect example is Ron Mondani in New York. Perfect example. My man went in there. He's for the people. and what? He's only been in there for 5 months, and look how much he has done in 5 months. They still got like 3.5 years with this dude.
He balanced the budget already.
Zero, like come on.
He's cleaning subways.
That's what I'm saying. That's the perfect example when you actually elect somebody who has a passion to give back to his community and people, not these people who are going to get in power and just care about their pockets and their freaking power. That's it.
I think that's one of the enlightening things, and one of the more motivating things from the younger generation. You guys understand money in a different way. Your relationship with money is different.
Yeah.
You know, like folks my age, like we lived through the 70s, and the 70s were pretty tough.
I get it.
And then, you have this abundance, and then obviously you get some folks into the office that they just want to pick fights and break things and take it all for themselves, and then now we're back to that, where we have a younger generation with a different relationship to money and information.
Yep.
Like when I was growing up, everything was written on paper. The coolest thing that we started coming out with was fax machines, and look at that shit. Like
doing our Smash games on our little paper and stuff growing up. I got you. Listen, I love my era, because my era, we had beepers, cell phones, sidekicks, and now iPhones. So I love it.
Yeah. No, me too. Me too.
I love it.
And that's what I mean. Like, I explain to people, it looks bad now, but everything that we're looking at has been happening. It's just been happening in the shade, or in the shadows. Now with iPhones and cameras and stuff, you can't just get away with things anymore.
Yeah. And anything you upload on the internet will always be there.
So with that being said,
there's no hiding it.
So with that being said, like in Chicago, we have what's called a cop in a box, right? There's a little blue light in the corner on the block, and it'll show you everything that's going on. Now in Florida, with Florida, we got what is it called? Flock cameras.
Yep.
Break it down a little bit, Ronnie. What's a flock camera?
Oh God, y'all! Listen, let me tell y'all, and I'm giving y'all experience as not only a citizen but a law enforcement officer. I used to be a cop for almost since 2017 to last October. I actually work with Flock, and they sold it to Florida, just like those boxes you have in New York and in Chicago that has a blue light on it. That's directly tied to the government. And still the same assets, but this Flock camera is not run by the government. It's run by a private agency called Flock. And what it does, it reads your license plate. Now, I'm going to tell y'all firsthand that license plate, that reader only reads your license plate. I can go on this system and look up everything about you. When I say pictures, it's connected to the Department of Motor Vehicles. I can get access to pictures, your birthday, your social security card. Man, I saw pictures of people who are now in their 80s. The first ever picture you took with DMV is there. And I'm like, whoa, you grew. They sell it as public safety. They sell it as public safety, which, I can say it did help me out sometimes to catch people and stuff. But my concern really is the privacy behind it, selling your data. They're now having contact with things called like Ring cameras, that people don't know that when you sign that agreement, because a lot of people just click that box, you're giving access to Ring and Flock to your entire data. Even if you got cameras inside your home to watch your living room, they can see inside that, and you give them access to use that, and they'll be like, "Oh, it's for training and purposes to strengthen our." No. They're selling your data.
Oh, and this one too. And this one too. Be careful.
And it's a privacy thing. It's a privacy thing, and that's what I worry about, because when the government start tracking where you go, who you hang out with, and things, it now becomes public safety to, whoa, what kind of constitutional violation is this?
Yeah.
Because now I don't need a warrant, because because I don't need one.
Right. Yeah. And don't fall for that Ring camera came out with some pitch. They're like, "Oh, you'll be able to help your neighbors find their lost dog if you
Yeah.
give us access to this camera."
Yep.
No.
Yep.
No
Listen,
No
thanks.
thanks.
listen.
Fix
That's
your
how people
fence.
tell y'all things. It sounds good, or you feel like you're helping people at the heart, right? Just like,
Yeah.
just like your boy, the president of the United States saying, these tariffs are good. It's gonna help y'all because I'm gonna give y'all $2,000 checks. Where it's at.
They're waiting for all types of
Same thing
checks
they're doing.
on backload.
Listen, same thing they're doing. They feed it into you guys because they feed it into your emotions to make you feel like you're doing something good. But on
Yeah.
the flip side,
Mhm.
they're taking advantage of you.
Yeah.
100%.
I don't like that. I don't like it.
I don't
And,
either. What
and
was it like? What was it like? Were you a cop in New York?
oh no,
No.
I was a paramedic there.
Yeah.
I was an EMS. I worked at EMS for almost since I was. My godmother got me to the trauma troopers in Bed-Stuy Volunteer Ambulance when I was like 13, 14 years old. And
Yeah.
so from there all the way till when I moved to Florida in 2017, I worked at EMS.
Yeah.
So a
And
long
then
time, almost 20
you
years.
became a cop in Florida?
Yeah, man, I wanted to do something different because, people always saying that all cops are bad. And I'm gonna be the first to tell you that all cops are not bad.
I
It's just
agree.
it's just that, there's bad apples in everything you do. Um,
Mhm.
um, you work in a bank. There's people that tell us that got arrested for stealing. You work in any kind of job. There's
Yeah.
always that bad
Government.
apple. But the thing about law enforcement is what people don't realize is that the news only show the bad things, and on
Right.
top of that, you got to understand that we have a particular power that even the president of the United States, he can't take away your rights like we can as law enforcement. The president does not have a right to arrest you.
Yeah.
We can. We can throw you in jail, and even if you did nothing wrong, you got to go through all these hoops to prove that you are innocent. And
Mhm.
that's a stronger power than what this guy can do.
Mhm.
And so I wanted to show people that you can be different. You could be a cop and help out the community and be about people. And let me tell you, I tell this every time I talk about this, that in my whole almost 10 years of being a law enforcement officer, I never pepper sprayed anybody. I never shot anybody. I didn't even ever tased anybody. And there are times when I could have. I could
Mhm.
have. But you know what? My mouth is the most powerful thing that I have. And my grandma always said that because people go through shit. You don't know about it. And for you to come with your big vest and your gun drawn and your thing, you're not going to help them. You're going to make it worse.
Mhm.
Now there are instances where I had to have my gun on the side, but I never pointed it at this person or whatever. They're protecting me. I got kids to come home to, but at
Sure.
the end of the day, I can literally say on this right now that 99% of the problems that law enforcement face is because of two reasons. One, the government can fix it. They hungry. They don't got no place to stay. The healthcare prices. They trying to steal stuff to pay for food or drugs. Help their family.
Yep.
Or second of all, mental health. Those are things that we as Congress and the local government can fix and reduce crime dramatically. They don't want to because these prisons out here are for profit.
Mhm.
Little
And,
piggy
and, and
banks.
it comes circle because you throw somebody in jail, they get arrested, they get stayed in Long County jail or prisons. The warden gets paid, and the state gets paid a little bit of money for them housing, and like it's a full ass circle of life, right?
Mhm.
Where if I worked in a kind of job where I don't like recidivism, I don't want people to go back in jail. I got people that's calling me to this day that says, Ronnie, this what happened. I don't trust the cops. What should I do? Because I'm gonna keep it real with you, bro. You did this crime. One or two things can happen. You can go me to the jail. I can take you nicely. You can go down there. I can write the paperwork. You probably be out before I'm done my paperwork. Or I'm going to have to tase you. My partner going to take you to the ground. And now you get an extra charge. And now you can't bond out because You got to resist it. Now you got to wait to see the judge. And it's Friday. You're not going to see a judge till Monday.
I don't
And
want to be on the news.
you get what I'm saying? Guess what they say? 9 times out of 10, they be like, "Here, bro, let's go."
Yeah.
I'm so
Yeah.
glad
It's
you
just the way
mentioned
you
mental
treat
health,
people,
man.
man. It's the way you
I'm
treat
so glad
people.
you mentioned mental health because it's such a problem that goes kicked to the side. You know, my son's on the spectrum.
Mine's
You
too.
wouldn't be able to tell, right? Because
Yeah.
and what happens is like when they go through these meltdowns or they're overstimulated, you don't know
Hmm.
what's gonna happen. So you
Yep.
have
Yeah.
to know how to address these situations. Because if you don't, you could kill somebody that didn't deserve it. Because they
Yeah.
weren't in the right state of mind, and that's the thing that concerns me the most about my son or just anybody out there that is going through some things, and even if they're undiagnosed, you know what I'm saying? There's so many people undiagnosed, and just this crisis that they don't give a shit about, man. It's
Yeah.
terrible.
And we can
Very
pinpoint
concerning.
it. We can pinpoint it down to when Reagan took office and he
Mm.
defunded a
Mm.
lot of the mental health facilities that we had.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Listen, I agree with you. Another thing I don't like in Florida, and that was me being a cop, is that the cops get to choose who need mental health.
Uh,
The cops get to choose a Baker Act criteria.
knowing damn well that those cops
Hmm.
could benefit from mental health treatments.
But it's just like, listen, let me tell you, like, I'm gonna tell you how to do. We go to the police academy. When I was in the police academy, at least, we only got 3 to 4 days of training on Baker Act. Not even a whole day. It was just broken up hours.
Yeah.
I worked as a EMS in New York. I say paramedic, I was EMT, but when I moved to Florida, the things a EMT advanced, what I was in New York, could do is the equivalent of a paramedic here in Florida. So when I say
Mm.
paramedic, that's what I mean. I was certified as an EMT, but if I was to take that same certification and qualification and bring it to Florida, it would be the level of a paramedic.
Mm.
But so that's why when people tell me, I say that. But we had training for months. And then every year we have to have constant training on how to identify mental health crises and determine if this person. And then on top of that, we were working under a license of a doctor. So if we ever had any doubt, we could call a mental health doctor and say, "Hey, this is what I have. What do you think?" We don't have that privilege as law enforcement down here in Florida.
Mm.
We listen, uh, for your son, C4. He has autism and all these things, and a law enforcement officer finally now, according to a new bill I saw, that they're going to get training on it. But before then, they didn't know how to identify the difference between a mental health breakdown and autism, and they can be like, "Well, it looked like he's going through a mental health crisis. Take him to the hospital," or even I even saw cops abuse it just to get somebody off the streets. It's just that bad, that bad, that bad.
And and I'm glad that I have a police officer that I can bounce this idea off of,
Yep.
or at least guide my thinking. I don't understand where to me, it has been proven ineffective. If you have a neighborhood that needs more policing, giving tanks and cameras and all that stuff is far more ineffective than actually building that community up, building up the schools, and giving the police officers a better product, a better community to serve in.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
No, you're not. Listen, I use the theory. When people ask me that question, I use the theory this. You have a fire. Throwing more fuel in the fire is not going to tame that fire. But if I get a
Right.
blanket and treat the community like a hug and I throw that blanket over that fire will still be burning a little bit, but it will be gone. The flame will be gone. I use that metaphor because law enforcement officers should be more of a community oriented kind of thing instead of more of a reacting to a crime kind of thing.
Or like
And that's how
pre-prison. This is
yeah,
not
like
pre-prison.
that's what I'm saying. That's exactly
Yeah.
how a lot of these cops treat it as. Oh, let's go stop that car because it's 10. I bet you he have drugs in it. Like, okay, if he do have drugs in it, what is the point? Like you get what I'm saying? I understand,
Yeah.
but what is the point? And you know what my first question is? How do you know that?
Mm-hmm.
And it's more than likely 9 times out of 10, African American male. And this is a true story from my partner. I'm like, you can tell that he got drugged in the car just by looking at the kind of car he's driving.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and so I approached my law enforcement career differently. And many people could tell you that. I worked in Mount Dora and I worked in the villages. Yes, the stories are true.
Mount
Those are
Dora's
nasty. Those are nasty people out there.
It's gorgeous.
Mount
It's
Dora is
just so
gorgeous.
cute. It's so
Mount
cute
Dora
out
is
there.
really, that's where I currently live. I live close to Mount Dora area right now.
Oh, cool.
So it's beautiful. I approached law enforcement differently, and that's why I was highly respected in my community. I didn't come to people saying, "You're a damn criminal. What the hell are you doing? Forget you." I'm like, "Listen, what happened? What's wrong? And yes, you did wrong, but how can we fix it so it don't happen again in the future? Or if you ever go through that problem again and you can't control yourself, call me. I live right down the block. I don't mind coming in uniform on my day off and hanging out with you." Like, and I did that, and I got interacted with my community, and I promise you, a lot of those children who were bad before I got into their lives, they died down a little bit. I promise you.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
And if you want to get inner city kids away from trouble, you have to have after school programs. And
Hell
then
yeah.
before you say, "Ooh, that investment doesn't work," no, it does work, because
It
it
does.
works in all the good schools, those neighborhoods.
Yep.
You know what they do after school?
Yep.
They go
Listen,
to all the sports, they go to
yep.
all the clubs, they go to all the things. They go to
I
all
had
the
it.
things.
I had it growing up. We had it. We had after school program. We had in New York City, you guys know, we had the PAL program
Mm-hmm.
that
Mhm.
right after school you go, you connect with the cops. And
Police
that's
athletically,
why,
yeah.
yeah, you get what I'm saying? You go connect with the cops because these children nowadays are afraid.
Mm-hmm.
And you shouldn't be afraid of people whose supposedly idea is to be there to protect you. It's like, but how can you blame them?
How can
Yeah.
you?
You can't blame children. Like, you
No.
got children in Florida walking out of school because of what's happening with these ICE. Like,
Yeah.
and
Oh.
once again, first, I'm always honest with you guys. Former law enforcement officer, and I'm all for abolishing ICE. Because I separate them and law enforcement, because what they're doing is not law enforcement. What they're doing
No.
is terrorism.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were
Period.
just so I work in a beer industry distributor. So I sell beer and like just lately there's been last 2 weeks there's been a big spike, right? So I got basically a Guatemalan community in my area, right? So what happened is
Oh, I thought
I get a
you were gonna say it was a big spike in beer sales. I was like, that's because it's almost summer
no,
vacation.
it's declining, brother. We dropping, we're falling off because the people are disappearing. So like,
Yeah.
I get one of my owners was saying that one of the customers came in and said, yeah, so and so he just got deported. He's been here for 31 years on a work visa. Cops picked him up, took a look at his paperwork, ripped it up, and then took him. And within 2 weeks, he was gone. So they're not even putting him in the facilities anymore. They're turning and burning him back to flights and getting him out of here. So like, there is no due process now. There's no before where they would bounce him around to all these privatized prisons and they play this shell game. They're not even going to that anymore. It's foul, bro.
Yep, you're right. And
That's
we're
wild.
hearing it. We're hearing it. And hey, Carlos, I'm telling you, C4, you're right, man. We're missing in Orange County. They're missing over 6,000 children in the education sector.
What?
6,000, over 6,000. Like, that's concerning.
Mhm.
And
Like
I,
ICE agents are picking up these 6,000 kids?
it's either they're picking them up or they're afraid to go to school.
They're not going to school.
Oh.
I have a dad. I have a dad that lives right down the block. He told me this story. I had a town hall not too far in Mount Dora from his house. He said, "Ronnie, I believe you're going to do a good job when you get to Congress and fight for us. I just can't come out." And I talked to him. I went to his house. He don't even let his children go across the street to the damn park.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And it's literally come out his door, walk like to the corner across that street right there. He don't even let them go there because they're so grade what's happening. He said, Ronnie, he said, I could promise you this. If that school wasn't 1 block away, they probably wouldn't even be going to school.
Yeah.
That's the fear that's happening. When I told you just earlier, when you got children as small as 6th grade walking at their schools, I went to one not too long ago. They're protesting that their friends that they knew since they were babies in pre-K and 1st grade growing up together, now they're in 6th, 7th, or 8th grade. They don't see them anymore. And now they find out why. They're like, whoa, this is not right. And so we as adults is like saying, if our children is seeing these things and they are standing up and saying it's not right, why aren't we doing things the right way? And it's sad. It's really sad. If you guys go on my Instagram, we just fought for a girl named Lucinda in Lake County. They released her finally with all the pressure and stuff, but she was literally driving down the block with a broken taillight going to and from work. She's been in the United States since she was 4 months old. She came on the Dreamers Act. I think her mom messed up on a paper or something like that. And they pulled her over. She couldn't provide any, she didn't have a license, right? And they said she couldn't prove her identity, but she had other paperwork to prove her identity. They took her to jail. Now, hear me out. This is the messed up part. I'm still not sure why they took her to jail. They could have gave her a notice to appear and let her come, whatever. But they took her to jail. The Lake County Sheriff's or the Claremont Police Department went out of their way. That's not even a job. They went out of their way to call ICE on her. No, look. ICE didn't put a hold on her. They didn't put a detainer. They didn't do any of that. The local law enforcement officers went out of their damn way to call ICE on her, and they put a hold on her. And she was sitting in jail for almost 2 weeks, wondering. Finally, we fought, and she got released. But this is what we're seeing all around. Like you just said, Cefore, people are being grabbed up from Cuba and stuff like that and being sent to West Africa, South Africa and stuff. Like, what the hell are we doing as a country? It's just we're the laughing stock of this nation, man. And I'm just so fed up about it.
Let me toss this out there too. Whenever I talk to folks from the inner city,
yeah,
they want to improve. They want to go to different schools. Just tell me what school to go to when I want to do this thing.
Yeah.
I just want to make a living. I just want to. What schools, like all these folks in government that are getting found out for messing with kids, that are getting found out that they're on the payroll for all these political action committees, all these folks that you're tired of calling crooks, what schools did they go to?
Oh, Harvard.
Was it Illinois Institute of Art, Schaumburg?
Nope.
Was it DeVry University?
Nope.
Or was it exactly what you said? Harvard, Yale.
Ivy
So
League.
don't
all those big top schools where we can't even afford on a.
Yeah. Yeah. So when normal people come to fix this problem, stop thinking, because I've worked with people from Harvard. They're cool.
Yeah.
They aight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, how are you going to be from Harvard and you come to me to proofread this paper that you just got done writing? I thought you were the smart one. You know what I'm saying? These are things that I understand. It's just me and my stories. I'm just telling you.
I'm just going to where my book at. Where my book at? I'm going to show you my book right.
When I'm talking to, what school did you go to, Ronnie?
Me? I can tell you right now, I went to Seminole State College right here locally in this area right here.
Did they teach you how to take PAC money?
Oh, no.
Did they teach you how to take APAC money?
No.
Okay,
Really?
I was just checking.
No.
Because from what I understand, the folks that go to Yale and Harvard and all those places, Princeton, from what I understand, they're here to take the check. They're here to take the check.
That's what they teach them. And let me tell you, we go to these local colleges. That's why my plan is to strengthen these local colleges and make them universal free. Because like we said earlier,
Mm.
if you don't love yourself, how the hell are you gonna love somebody else? Why the
Tell 'em.
heck are we sending money? And I'm not even bashing only Israel. And I want to tell people that I'm not only bashing Israel. I'm talking about every damn country that we, the United States, send money to. We
Tell 'em.
need to take care of our house first. Let me
Tell 'em.
break this down to you
How
guys.
are you gonna build schools in Africa when we need schools here too?
Listen,
I'm not saying we don't need to build schools in Africa. I'm not saying
take care of
that.
us first.
Boom.
I'm gonna tell you how we grew up in a household, right? And I'm gonna tell you I'm from a black household, right? You got your cousins calling you for money only on when you get the tax check and everything like that. Pay your bills first.
Yeah.
Pay your house first. Pay your phone
Yeah.
bill first. Take care of your household, and then take care of your children, which in the United States is our allies, our children, our allies. And then you could branch out to your cousins, which is those people who you don't
Yeah.
hear from unless they really need your back. Let's say Israel, right? Let's say that, right? Oh, these people are talking mess about me, Iran. They talking mess about me. Let's go outside and beat them up together because you're bigger than me, right?
Yeah.
I'm talking y'all the way that a black household would kind of understand. That's what's happening right now. But before we do that, how can the cousin who has universal health care?
Yeah.
They have universal child care. They pay
Access
for 90%
to abortion.
of affordable housing.
Access to abortion.
Yeah, right. They got technology way better than us.
They just signed a deal. The next iPhone will probably have a chip designed in Israel.
Oh,
just so you know.
I don't doubt you. But like you said, how are we going to sit up here and take care of them when we want everything they got?
Yeah, and we're paying for it.
And we pay for it. Listen, I don't like Candace. Listen, I don't like Candace Owens, but she made a good point when somebody came to her and said, "Why are you guys so against Israel? They're the #1 technology place." And she sat up there and told that guy, "Who you think paid for it? If we was to invest that money in our country, we will be the top one."
You know why they got dope ass schools? You know why they have dope ass technology schools?
Because we pay for it.
Boom. America the Wonderful.
America the Wonderful.
I love America.
We thought it was, but don't. Hey, listen. But like we said earlier, Carlos, man, don't give up on us yet because you got young, strong people like myself, and you got a whole bunch of us that we come from a different breed. Who are tired of just tired of it. And we now at an age where we are going to get away from just thinking about ourselves to thinking about the people and thinking about our future of our children, our grandchildren, and our great-grandchildren. And what kind of America do we want to leave them in? And that's why we're fighting now. And we're going to change this whole mess. We're going to change this whole mess because I'm sad that she's leaving, but I wish she was staying. But me and Jasmine Crockett, we would have tore.
Yeah.
We would have tore stuff up in Congress. I'm letting y'all know, but don't worry. I still got my girl AOC though.
Yeah. You have a new crop of folks coming in there.
Yeah.
Because from what I understand, Russell Cleveland, he's like the front runner.
Oh, my boy Russ. Yeah, you guys talk to Russ?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Russ is fam, dude.
Russ is doing
family.
it, isn't he? Russ doing it.
He's got his primary today.
Yeah, and there's a whole bunch of we have our primary out here in California too. You have some young folks with big voices and good ideas. I wanted to get back to free education.
Mm-hmm.
First, I wanted to point this out. Cefore X, Cuba is one of the only places where you can go to school for free from kindergarten to your doctorate degree. You could become a doctor for free. Why is that important? It looks like they have groundbreaking medicine that addresses Alzheimer's. When the world is struggling, when there's wars breaking out and stuff, we send soldiers. Cuba sends doctors. Nobody tells you that. Nobody tells you that. When there's an outbreak, from what I understand, and I've seen this, I've talked to a few people. When we came out with our COVID vaccine, now people are starting to see, they're starting to struggle with something that's happening internally with like histamine, elevated histamine levels and all kinds of stuff.
Yep.
There's a number of people that I know that are struggling with the same thing individually. Cuba has their own. Number one, they were the first ones to come with a vaccine. And I haven't yet heard if there's any side effects or anything. We're starting to see side effects on the American side. All that to say, free education is a great idea. How are we going to get to it?
So let me tell you how we get to it. And everybody asks me this question with everything else. And there are other ways to get to it, right? You can tax the rich, you can pay your fair share. But I'm going to always go back to this point. And people don't understand. I'm going to tell you, I'm a realist. Y'all going to love me. I'm a realist. Let me tell you, if we can find money for a freaking ballroom, if we can find money to build 3 F-16 fighter jets for Israel,
Tell them.
if we can find money to give over $1 billion to ICE agents,
Tell them.
Mm-hmm.
we can find money to investigate.
No. Don't stop. If we can find money to threaten Iran with nukes and bomb them.
Keep going. You pass it on to C4. Go ahead, C4. Your turn.
If we had $91 billion of surplus money to spend on chairs and lobsters.
Yep. If we can find 1776 to give to people who tried to overthrow our doggone capital, we can find money to invest in our children in our country because we are supposed to be the #1 country in the world.
Boom.
World.
Yeah.
But we
if we're the #1
company
in the world, if we're the #1 country in the world, then why do we have to go to other countries to find the biggest and the brightest and the best? Isn't that supposed to be us?
Yep, because it's greed. And that's why I am glad what is happening, that everybody's starting to realize that. Really realize that, right? Because I tell people that they're not going to understand until they get affected by it. And now they're getting affected. Now that Pandora box is now breaking little by little. And that's why they're freaking out. And that's why all the people that Trump, that he endorses are losing. And because guess what? People are like, from day one. First of all, we still waiting for our Jeffrey Epstein files. Where they at, bro? We still waiting for the gas prices to go lower than they were when you first took office. Where that's at? I think it went up.
When Sleepy Joe Biden was president.
When Sleepy Joe Biden was president.
Where we at?
I just don't understand. Like, oh, great God. Listen, why do we every time as a Democratic Party has to go in and fix the mess of a Republican Party? At what point are you guys going to say enough is enough? Like, we are not, listen, people say we are the party. We are the party that has to fix every time a Republican president leaves office. And
yes, we do have dirty players. We do have dirty players, and we're trying to get them out of office too.
Listen, I'll be the first one to tell y'all, I'm a realist. I'm going to say that. I'm going to keep saying that because I want y'all to know when I get to Congress, none of that shit is going to affect me. If Bill Clinton is in that damn Epstein files, gotta go to jail.
Gotta go.
Gotta go. If listen, I don't believe so, but if Barack Obama's in there too, gotta go. Like, I don't care if you have I don't care if you have a Democrat, a Republican, an independent, you the most famous person in the world, the richest person in the world. If you are in those files and you are indicted, you need to go to jail. You hear me? I'm gonna get closer for the people who can't hear me in the back. I don't care if you're black, white, Puerto Rican, Hispanic. You was a part of the black and white song of Michael Jackson. Go to jail. Gotta go. It's just that because we need to stop looking at it as a party thing. It's not a party thing. It's a human thing that if you touch those girls and those boys and those children, let me stop because I don't. Oof.
And not just that, but if you are a part of this crew
Yep.
that is watching out for each other while you do all these wild things, and then when you're done doing all those wild things, you're going to turn around and screw over the country?
Come on, my bro.
We don't need that team here.
Come on, my bro.
We don't need that team here. Because then you're going to continue to do dumb shit, not just here, but we're learning that they did it in England. We're learning that they did it in France. We're learning that they did it in Germany. Like, it's bigger than just messing with kids.
You're right.
Like, they're messing with the world.
You're right. But look at the difference, though. Look at the difference between us and those countries. Look what just happened in UK when they found out that he's even indicated in the damn files. Mm-hmm. You're out of here. Yeah. You're out of here.
That makes me wonder. Let's go down that, because I don't get to talk about this stuff. I try not to talk politics when I'm off of the channel, because I don't want people to like.
I talk about it. Let's get it.
I need peace.
You elected Ronnie into office, and I'm not gonna never lie to you. So,
what were we just talking about, though? He's a realist, anyway. My thought is gone because I have ADHD and I'm like 3 conversations later.
You were talking about the EP files.
Yes.
If you didn't know.
That still don't matter. If you did know. It still don't matter. Anyway, all that to say, it just shows you how far their greed will go.
Yep.
And how little they think of you. If they will do that to a child, they don't care if they call ICE on you. There's no respect there. They don't care that they put cameras all over the place to track you. They're the ones that are breaking the rules, but they're putting cameras in your neighborhood. They're the crooks. They're the ones who are bringing down the world economy. They're the ones that are trafficking children in and out of this country to different countries. They're the ones that are making deals. And then when they ruin this one, they pack up their family and move to Argentina. Peter Thiel just did that. And now he's leaving us with yet again what Ronnie was talking about. Now the Democrats are going to have to come in here and clean up this mess. And yes, there are some shitty Democrats. We're trying to get them out. Because how are you going to work 147 days in a year that's 365 days?
Man, listen, I would have been fired a long time ago in my job if I didn't come to work for almost a couple months.
Tell them.
So it's just like if I can't do it as a normal citizen, how do people that we are supposed to elect to go represent us in Washington be able to do that and still take our money?
Yeah. Ronnie, how would you feel? How would you feel if you went to work and they'd be like,
and
you know what? You don't got to come to work today. You don't got to come to work today. You're good. We're going to shut it down. See you in like a week. Like,
I mean, how I feel depending. Am I getting paid? Am I getting paid?
Yeah, you're getting paid.
Right.
But we chilling.
You're getting paid.
I ain't going to say nothing.
You're going to go home and do insider trading?
I'm going to do just like this. Look. Man, I miss being at work. That's go be. Listen, but it's just like, I'm gonna go back to your line what you said earlier, that they're the crooks, but the American people are being treated as the criminal.
Yeah,
and it's time that people open your eyes to understand that you have been lied to, and it's okay to accept being wrong.
Mm-hmm.
It's what you do after knowing you are wrong what really matters. We mess up. We human. I mean, we don't expect everybody to be perfect and know everything. People lie to us. We go down a wrong path. It's okay. Just don't make the damn mistake twice.
Yeah. Learn.
And come back to reality. I'm not asking you to switch your party. I'm not asking you to do anything wrong. I'm asking you to open your eyes to reality and elect people into office that actually is going to stand there and fight for you, your family, me, my country, my community. That's all we want. And that's all we all want.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's what we fighting for. And you know, I sacrificed so much to run for this race. I told you guys I got 5 children. I missed some games but you know what? My kids understand that I'm fighting for something far more important than missing one baseball game. I understand it's important to them. They understand that. I go back home and I talk to them about it. But then when they realize what I'm really fighting for, they'll be like, Dad, that is more important than my game that you miss. Because it is. It is.
Yeah. Ronnie, you
Where
were
did
at
you get
a commission.
Rivera from?
Oh.
Hang on. Where'd you get Rivera from?
All right, so listen, my family, they're Puerto Rican.
Okay.
But my dad's name is Ronnie Murchinson. I got my last name from my wife. So we lived in New York City. We were moving to Florida. We both didn't. We wanted to get married in New York before we moved down here, and we both didn't want to get rid of our last names. So we just took each other's last name, and it clicked, Murchison-Rivera. So, I mean, listen, she's the boss. I love you. I mean, listen, new day and age, new thing, but I love it. You know, it gives me some of my roots. My family from my mom's side are Puerto Ricans. I found out. You know, so
Yeah.
I get the little bit of my heritage with me. So I get to rock the name. This is now my family name, or my kid, my family, my wife had my name, my kids has it. So
Is your wife Puerto Rican?
oh yeah, she mixed.
Yeah.
She's Puerto
So,
Rican,
yeah.
German, Irish. Her grandmother is Cherokee Indian. She got like all that little, you know, tap, tap, and just made Julia. There you go.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man. That's my girl though, man. We've been together since we were in junior high school, man. She ain't going nowhere.
Wow.
We've been together
Nice.
since a long time. We're hitting like officially 20 years, 10 years married, but we knew each other longer than that.
Yeah.
From church and all that good stuff.
That's so dope.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Having the right partner is such a cheat code.
Oh, it is. I'm telling you, this campaign right here, without her, man, I don't got a campaign manager. She is the campaign manager.
Yeah.
I mean, I got
Yes,
like about 50 people running this campaign, volunteers running this campaign with me. But without her, man, she connect with people, and then people connect as seeing, oh wow, your partner, not like somebody paid from Washington, is putting in the work. You got
Mhm.
really grassroots families coming together like they did it back in the day, standing 10 toes down for their community, their family. You got a girl doing this and a wife. And then, you look at my pictures on my website, my kids go with me. They go protesting with me. They gonna see why we doing this. And people are like, damn, like you got your 9-year-old out here and she loves it. She loves
It's her
it. Dad,
future. It's her future.
Where we going? When we going back? Are we going back again? They love doing
That's
it.
my
And,
dad.
I love that they love fighting and stand up for their future, man. I love it.
Yeah. Cefore, you're going to ask a question before I cut you off.
Yeah, man. So you were at a commission meeting recently, right? And you quoted scripture, Mark 12:31. Love thy neighbor as
Mhm.
yourself, right?
Love you.
What does that mean to you? Take it away. Just take it.
Listen, we all human. We all bleed the same color. We all gonna die one day. We all gonna have to answer to a mighty power, no matter if that's Jesus, Allah, whoever you worship above. While we on this earth, these are just shells that we are
Mhm.
temporarily being in. And my heart beats just like your heartbeat. You might have tachycardia or something like that, but we still got the same heart and stuff. We're human. I come from a perspective of, why are we treating people differently because of what they believe in and what they love and who they love and why they love that? That is not my choice to judge them. That is not my choice. My wife is, I told you she's been my partner for a while, but she's a part of that community. She loves females. Who am I to stop her from doing that attracts her to something that I don't have, hating a transgender because they don't feel loved in the body that they were giving. I mean, it's just, what kind of cruel human being are you to sit up here, and I'm specifically talking about why I talked yesterday, because we had a pastor, a damn pastor, come in and say, not that he don't agree with this, far worse things. He was saying things like mutilating teens and putting the word, like, it was just some things where I looked at it as like, you cannot be a man of God and talking that way, because the God I know, the God I read, he didn't turn away those people in the pasture because they were gay or black
Tell
or
him.
white or believed in something different. He says,
Tell him.
no matter who you are, I love you. Come on with me.
Yeah.
And you as a pastor is supposed to be that manger to the pathway to righteousness, are going to sit up here and spill these lies that I only know one person that ever talked like that in that Bible. And he was once an angel.
Tell him.
Okay. So that, when he talked like that yesterday, that's what came to my mind. The only person that was banished from heaven because of that. And so when I say love your neighbor like you love yourself, treat them the way you would treat yourself and your family. Because just because they don't like what you like doesn't mean they're different. They're not. They're human beings. They love. And let me tell you, my brother is full blown gay, and and I love my brother to death. And there's nothing I would do for my brother. And when I look at that community, I see my brother in all of them, because
Yeah.
I'm now a part of that community. I'm not gay. I'm a straight man. I got a wife. I'm not gay at anything, but that doesn't mean I can't be a part of that community, because I can tell you this, that community, I, shit, I had some of the best times of my life in the
They know
club
how to
and stuff.
get down, son.
I'm just letting you know, they party differently, and they're very respectful. They'll ask you, are you
Yeah.
into this? Are you into that? You'll be like, no. They will never, ever, ever, ever try that again. And still you will have the best time of your damn life. And some of my closest friends now are a part of that community. And so I just don't understand why we have a world where you have people rejecting people because of the people they love or who they want to be with. And so my theory is, and this also ties into a woman's rights to choose what the hell she want to do with her own body.
Mm-hmm.
Let these people be who the hell they want to do, and be what they want to be. And if it don't personally affect you as a family, even if it do, so what?
And these
Like,
are
let
your
it go.
constituents.
Life goes
You
on.
know, you're going to be
Yeah.
representing these
Yeah,
people.
like-
These, and you're just telling them they're worthless. They're wrong. They're like, I don't.
Yeah. Like, listen, let me tell you, Randy Fine has been attacking the Muslim community before he even got elected. I don't even know how the heck he got elected because of that. Because that shit, like, listen, a lot of people in my district, and I'm going to tell you what they're telling me, why they elected Randy Fine. We didn't know he was that type of person. That's a lot. That's the number one answer I got from the Republican Party,
Yeah.
especially from like the moderates. Now, I'm not talking about those far right
Weirdos.
that you never could help. And we got far left. We got far left
Weirdos.
people that you never will change
Weirdos.
to. But
Yes, sir.
I'm on the left, and I don't even talk to the far, far, far left sometime, because they can go crazy too. But my job is to try to understand the right side, right? And when I go to these areas and talk to these people, there's a far rights that you never will understand. But the moderate ones will tell me, we didn't know he is that bad. And I said, see, this is why you shouldn't just listen to what you hear on the news or a particular president telling you to vote for Republican, because you get somebody like him. And even the far rights now, I'm Carlos and Cefore, I'm telling you, the far rights, even some of the far rights, they be like, listen, I'm a Republican, but I am not voting for Randy Fine, because he is too far that way. That's what we're hearing. And that's why we believe, we know we're going to flip this district this November, because if you look at Trump's polling. Now, take somebody who's far worse than Trump, Randy Fine, and put them together.
Ugh. Ugh.
exactly what we're hearing. And that's why our district is flippable, because of the people who are running this district right now. They don't care about the people, because we have Muslims living in this district. And when I tell you that the moment I ran for Congress, they reached out to me and said, "We're backing you." You guys don't understand who run a lot of these businesses in this country. I'm just throwing it out there. like, go to New York City and go into a bodega.
That's it.
It's not a bodega no more.
Yeah.
You got a few mom and pop Boricua shops. But a lot of these stores and these small businesses are run by the Arabic and Muslim community.
Look at all the
And-
7-Elevens. There's there, just so you guys know, there was a program that America, like, not necessarily invited them here, but they said, you know, it was a program that said,
Yeah.
you guys are going to run these shops because they're merchants.
And they ran with it.
And they ran with it.
And they ran with it. So when you upset one of the most, you talking about rich, we hear about Elon Musk and all those stuff, but you don't understand rich until
Different kind of rich.
Listen, just last week, listen, you talking about personal, I could talk about this. Just last week, I talked to some people. They were like, "Ronnie, we gonna get you elected." And I promise you, these people are loaded. And not only they're loaded, they take care of their own.
They take care of their
Yes.
own.
When I tell you that they take care of their own, people laugh at them. They wear their hijabs. They wear all this. But I never in my life,
Tell
and I
them.
lived in New York City,
Tell them.
I never in my life saw a homeless Arabic or Muslim.
Period.
Never have I ever.
Never have I
Period.
ever.
Hey,
know why I
and look
saw a
how
lot of
difficult look how difficult it is. And I live in California. Look how difficult it is to see a Mexican person that is homeless.
You will not.
Nope.
You will not, because they are some of the listen, I tell people, I say, these farmers out here in Florida is hurting. But Arabics, Muslims, and Mexicans, they are some of the hardest working people I have ever met. Jews are too.
And
I'm
take
not- I
care
can't-
and
I
take
can't
care of
say that.
and take care of their own.
And-
Jewish
and-
folks too, yeah.
Yeah,
Jewish folks
listen,
too.
I lived in New York City. A lot of my Jewish friends right now say, "Ronnie, I want you to go on podcasts. I want you to go on news and talk about the horrible fucking things that's happening in Israel, because that's not us. Because
Yeah.
our families
Right.
and friends and ancestors just went through the Holocaust not too long ago. Why the hell would we want that to happen there right now?"
Mhm.
So I tell people this all the time. You guys mess with the wrong people, right? You guys mess with the wrong people, because our farmers are struggling. Our
Yeah.
farmers in Florida, they are now coming out against this president and saying, "What have you done?" Because even if we get all those Mexicans or people we deported back right now, it's still gonna take time to rebuild.
Yeah.
You done messed up. Listen, hold on.
And who's
Hold on.
letting the banks, who's letting the farms fail? Is it the Muslims?
Nope.
Or is it the people running the country that went to those schools that we continue to talk about?
Listen, I'll take B for $500, Alex, because we already know what the answer to that is. I'm just letting y'all know. I'm just letting y'all know that we done messed around and got ourselves in some things that is going to take so long
Generations.
to get back.
Yeah.
And not only with America, with our allies, because why
100%.
why is Randy
100%.
Pine trying to annex Greenland? Like, listen, we don't cause a chain reaction where even if a Democratic president come into there, our allies is now going to have a second eye towards us and say,
100%.
watch
Can we
those
trust these
Americans.
folks? Yeah, 100%. Oh, and this
And
is historical too. This is historical. The powers that be,
Mhm.
all these folks that go to these schools that we keep talking about, they will go into a country, destabilize that country, ask that country Play the game like we're asking you to play the game. And if they say no, that you guys should read Economic Hitman, a book called Economic Hitman. It's a playlist that they play. First they go, they try to pressure you. It's like a 3-step plan. They try to pressure you. And then I think the second one is they try to influence the elections. And the third one is they go in guns a-blazing. Let me tell you, only read that book when your heart is ready, because you will be upset. You will get upset. And then you're going to see the pattern that is this playbook. And then it's going to drive you crazy, because they did it to the Dominican Republic. They did it to Cuba. They did it to Brazil. They did it to Argentina. They did it to the Middle East. All the countries in the Middle East. It's a playbook that continues to unfold.
Listen, we got some work out for us that we got to cut, but I think we're going to change it, but it's going to take some time to get back. But I think we got a good set of head on our shoulders coming up for the new election. I tell people that I wanted to talk about so much more here, but because I wanted to, what's happening with the Voting Rights Act, what's happening in Tennessee, we're going back in time. Guys, we have the power to stop that this election. Listen, let me tell you, we have 2 more years to deal with this president, 2028. But the power lies with Congress. And if you really want change and stop looking at it as a party thing and look at it as a people thing, because I know you're being affected. If I'm paying the same damn gas prices you are. So I know you're being affected just as much as I am. And if you want change, you have to do it and stand up. It's okay to say my party is not doing okay right now. Let me try something else. And November is your chance to do that. Listen, you guys, they had the same theory about Obama, and look what he did for our country in those 8 years. He turned us great. And so give us a chance. I'm talking about Republicans. Like, give us a chance if you're watching, because November is very important. So November 2nd, or whatever your election is, I believe it's the 2nd. Sorry, I'm brain pouring right now, but I believe it's November. Come out and vote. It's the one thing that this government not supposed to take away from you. But if you don't vote this November, we'll find out. We'll find out. So please support grassroots candidates like me. We don't take any corporate PAC money. We don't take any AI PAC money. Because let me tell you, my theory is this, people. If we don't take those monies right now, there's nobody that's going to be leaning over our shoulders when we're fighting for you on that floor in Congress. Say, remember when I gave you that $100,000? We don't need that, and we don't need it. So support us. Even if it's $1, $5, $10, please support us. And if you can't, share our content. Help us out. Spread the word. If you can't, volunteer for somebody. Trust me. Even if it's an hour a week, we will accept it, because this is a movement that is happening. People all over this country is fed up. And we have a chance this November to take back our country and change it for the better. So please get involved. RonForCongress.com.
Hey,
my man. You did my work for me. I was going to say, hey, let the people know where to find you. And it's perfect.
Right here. Look, you can even type this name in Google and I'll pop right up.
Yeah. And all the links to everything that Ronnie's got going on is going to be in the description of this video too. So please follow up with him. If you are in Florida 6th District, and I believe that might be where a lot of my family members is. So this video is going to be sent to them ASAP.
Tell them, send it. Let me. So for people that's watching, we cover Lake County, which is like Mount Dora area, Daytona Beach, which is Volusia, Putnam County, Flagler County, St. Johns County, like St. Augustine area, and Marion County, like the Ocala area. So it's big.
You guys, Ronnie's got to go to his next thing. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out. We're definitely going to have you back. This one was way too easy. The chemistry is there.
Right?
Yeah.
So we got to get you come back. Thank you for taking the time to come and talk to us and sharing some of your ideas. Your energy is If I lived out
Yeah,
there,
man,
I'd be
that's good.
voting Ronnie because I'm big on energy.
I
That's
love
what,
energy.
like you said, AOC's got that energy, and Jasmine Crockett has that energy. I'm not all these 70 old. Shout out to old folks, but 70s and 80s, we don't need that energy no more.
Gotta go.
We don't need that energy anymore. We need some go-getters.
That's right.
Hell yeah.
And I'm about to go out there and cause some more good trouble, y'all. So I appreciate you guys for having me
There
on.
you go.
All right, and with that, everybody, we're out.
Peace.
Coconut Chest.